everywhere burst few hours ago as Rufai OSENI is finally trending on the media space. Rufai OSENI have been trending for the past few days. Moment Rufai OSENI showcased in a particular church few days ago, and it was ministry. And a lot of people were like, Rufai have turned to pastor and all of that. A lot of people were saying Rufai have just opened a new church, but which is no. But Rufai OSENI have finally did the worst few hours ago. A video is circulating on media right now, and I finally found the video few hours ago where Rufai was actually ministering on a crusade ground and trying to raise a dead politician, and the video will be circulating even on the Twitter space. So I'm going to play you the video now. You will see the full video of how Rufai did everything. You will see everything. It will shocktalize you. Rufai have finally turned to pastor. We don't know where the anointing actually come from. You will see everything in this video. So I would like us to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share this video, just do it to share it as you're watching. Share it to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it as you're watching it. Like it, give it a thumb up. This is a real video. Few hours ago, Rufai scattered church. Everybody was emotional when the miracles were happening. Just stay connected. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG Watch TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG Watch TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, ensure you click the registration button appearing on your video screen, and at the same time click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. Kasala burst few hours ago and this news is trending right now. A lot of people have been posting the video of Rufai OSENI of Arise TV. Rufai have been trending for the past few days now. They posted a video of Rufai few days ago where Rufai was actually ministering in a church, and a lot of people were like, have Rufai finally turned to pastor? Because a lot of people know Rufai to be a journalist, and is a very, very notable journalist as far as Nigeria is concerned. He will always come out to call a spade, but they see him in church, have Rufai turned to pastor, or have Rufai newly opened a new church and all of that? That's the question that a lot of people have been asking. But the video circulated on media a few days ago, but now we finally found a video that Rufai did in a church few hours ago, and this video is breaking the internet right now. It's causing a lot of reactions on the internet because Rufai was caught in a church performing miracles and all of that, doing all sort of deliverances and all. You will see everything in this very video. So I'd like guys to stay connected to the end of this video just for you to see the way everything go, because I'm going to be playing you the full video in this very video. And a lot of Nigerian politicians, they were amazed. They were like, oh, what is going on with Rufai OSENI? So if you can share the video, just do well to share it. Share it to the social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Rufai and Sheikh Okinbaloye of Channel Television, the two of them are the notable journalists that we have in Nigeria. They will always come out to call a spade a spade. They're not hypocritical journalists. Unlike other journalists, politicians control their news and they control what they say in their media houses and all. It is what the politicians tell them to say that they will say. It is what the politicians want the people to know that they're going to know. But in the case of Rufai OSENI and Sheikh Okinbaloye of Channel Television, the case is different. These two will always come out to call a spade, even when they grant an interview for Nigerian politicians that are corrupt and all. They will always ask them intellectual questions that will bring the buttocks of the politicians out in a public television. That's what these guys have been doing. They will always stand by the people. They will always stand by the common man. They will always stand by the masses. They will always stand by the voiceless, the poor people. They will always come out to call a spade. Amidst the fact that there's hunger ravaging the land, amidst the fact that there's insecurity ravaging the land, amidst the fact that there's hyperinflation in the country, Rufai will always come out to call Nigerian politicians out because they fail to perform their responsibility, because they fail to do the normal thing that they're supposed to do, and it's making Nigeria to die down. A lot of things have gone down in Nigeria. Even till now, the naira value have reduced drastically, even to the extent that Togo selfa, Burkina Faso selfa, and all of that is more even powerful than Nigerian naira. And that is what Nigeria have reduced to now. Rufai OSENI never give Nigerian politicians rest amidst everything, even for the fact that they pay a lot of people in cause of the protests that took place few days ago from August 1 to August 10. Rufai never give Nigerian politicians peace of mind because he believed that all the paying and all the poof that they poof Nigerian youth actually emanated from Nigeria government and all, because they never say anything about the secret operative that pay a lot of people. They never bring them to book, and they never call them to buy and all of that. They never jail kill anybody, just to pay a lot of people like that, and they go scot-free. But Rufai OSENI never reneged in calling them out. But something tragic happened few hours ago. Rufai OSENI finally appeared in a church few hours ago, which was on Sunday. Come and see Deliverance. It's just like Rufai OSENI is more better than Nigerian pastors now. A lot of people were like, Rufai should leave the journalist work that he's doing, that he should come and focus on the church thing that is going to be successful more than a lot of Nigerian pastors. And a lot of people will visit his church, they will attend his church because they believe that Rufai OSENI is a man of integrity and dignity. Is a kind of person that always come out to say the things the way it is. He will never sugarcoat it. That is the kind of person that God uses. That is the kind of person that will always come out to say the undiluted truth in the Bible. It's not like Nigerian pastors that will come out to be fighting because of tithe and offering. They will be attacking themselves because there's a massive fight that is ongoing in the Christendom regarding tithe and offering now. Every pastor is fighting in Bedamina regarding the tithing, because the tithe is the main issue there. The tithe is what is making Nigerian pastors to be riding on Rolls Royce. The tithe is what is making Nigerian pastors to be living their luxurious lifestyle. The tithe is what is making Nigerian pastors to be very rich and successful, and the economy hardship is not getting to them. Now, a lot of people were like, if Rufai should open a new church with the kind of thing that they saw him doing few hours ago in church, with the kind of deliverance, healing and all, they said if he should open a new church, the anointing will flow more than all the Nigerian pastors, and it will be controlling a lot of crowd, and the Nigerian church will come to the light of God, that the truth will be told in church, because Rufai will never come out to lie to the people and all of that, using the Bible to extort them and all, because according to report, Rufai himself always kick against all those extortion by Nigerian pastors. He always kick against it in Arise TV. Now, Rufai is the one that bring Arise TV to the limelight, because he actually joined Arise TV in 2019. He brought Arise TV to the limelight because nobody knew Arise TV before, but now Arise TV is next to Channels Television on rating as far as Nigeria is concerned. Now, Arise TV is the second television or media house as far as Nigeria is concerned, just because of Rufai OSENI. Now, they said the same anointing that Rufai have, he should use it on the Christian, he should use it on the churches, so that everything can be regulated. Now, we're going to be playing you the video of what Rufai did in live church, in a crusade ground. You will hear everything, you will see everything in this very video. It will shock the lives. You let a lot of people, it left them emotional, because they never believed that a journalist can perform more than a pastor. So if you can share the video, just do well to share, because I'm going to be playing you the video now, and if you can share it, just like it as you're watching it, just like it, give the thumb up as I'm coming back again.
I thank God for this miracle. It has happened. People say a lot of things about me, but I do not deserve the applause. But let me tell you who deserves it. The one who picked me up as a child that lost his mom before the age of 10 and made me who I am today despite the circumstances around my birth. The one who gave me a voice that you know today that is not mine, but gave me that voice to be able to create an impact in society. I remember the early days of Arise. It was the people we used to call to analyze issues. I remember them. You see, I've learned so much in life. Success does not freak me. When I got to Arise in 2019, nobody was watching Arise. We'll call some guests to book them. They will not come. But guess what? The same people we used to call that they don't used to come. When Arise became popular, they started calling me. Me too, I didn't pick their call. All the accolades does not belong to me, and it will be foolhardy of me to take it. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Lion in the tribe of Judah, the Lily of the Valley, the Rose of Sharon, the one who cannot be changed, the one who cannot be subsumed, the one who cannot be quenched, the one who cannot be stood up. Yorubas call him Agbanilagbaton. My Igbo call him Aguna Chemba. He's the real Odogu. He's the real Igwe. The one that saves my life every day. The only one I have. People ask me, Rufai, do you have one Babalawo somewhere? I have Baba Agbanilagbaton. And I tell them I've never entered any Babalawo's house to go and leak anything, that the one who is my protection, I give all the glory to. So ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, I want you to do something radical for him. Scream! Jump! Because he deserves all the glory. Come on! Do something! something wild for him. We don't know how great he is. Hey. Listen, if you think where you are is by your power, it's a reflection of your direct stupidity. Please, just yada, wave your hands to him. Wave your hands to him. I know no other body, I know no other person. It's the Lord of Lords I know. And that's why I give him all the glory. So during the elections, when they harass me, they don't know my defender is the King of Kings. You say I talk anyhow on TV. I can talk anyhow because I am that I am. It's at my back. He says I should say it. And I don't fear anybody. I only fear who sent me. Because my life is not even in my hands. So it's in the hands of the one that gives life. So if you think I'm going to fear you, get out! Please be seated. So people ask me, where do my courage comes from? My courage comes from he that bred life into me. And I said that boldly because we have a society where people say their courage is with God, but they still go and lick something in the end and say, Baba, give me this to lick. And they call it Bendel Insurance. Yes. In fact, they give it a very funny name. They say, So they say fortification. So you tell them to put their shirt in public, all sorts of marks. That's not your protection. Our protection is in God. So it is not what you sprinkle in front of your business or your office that makes customers come. It is your good nature and your attitude backed up with God that will make the customers come. A lot of you, they've given you all sorts of things in dry gin and you put in the shop. It doesn't make anybody come. What makes people come? Good nature. 1, 2, backed up by the grace of God. I like the Yoruba Bible that says, the grace of God make it rich and added no sorrow. So please depend on the grace of God. I'm really excited to be in the house today. God bless you. And for me, it's a homecoming because this is the injunction God had given me many years ago. About 20 years when I started media, God said, Rufai, I'm sending you to as an apostle in the marketplace of media. So you are not the conventional journalist. And that's why I say I speak for national development because I have an assignment. I don't come on television to talk because I have to do work and pay my bills. No. I'm an apostle in the media space to be able to change the media space for Christ. And that's the cornerstone of my conviction. So for every time I cannot speak in tandem with what is the truth and reality and for the downtrodden, then I have not failed myself, I have failed God. And that's why we are different. Not everybody apostles in the media space. For me, media is not my career, it's a ministry. There's a difference. That's why when on radio in Lagos, you might have heard me on Inspiration FM for about 10 years running. I've been doing Impact on Sundays where I help a lot of people. Anybody ever heard that? Good, from Inspiration FM days. So I co-founded a radio station recently also called Voice of the People in Lagos and in Abuja. And since then, we've still been impacting people. So if it was about a career path and earning money, I know where to go and earn money. But because life is more important than anything. And you see, we have a nation that have a complete disrespect for life. That's why we are where we are today. That's why because of votes, some people came to scatter you in Okota, beat people up. We saw it. We said it. They threatened us, but we keep telling them the truth. We are not going to stop telling them the truth. So it's people that don't respect life. They think they can hurt life for elections. They say they want your vote, but they kill you to get your votes. They don't respect you. They don't. And that's the country we've built. And this across the political class. And some of these people even claim they are Christians. So you see, being a Christian is not by mounting it. It's indeed where the works of your hands. You're a Christian, but you have to rig to win election. You're not a Christian. You're not a Christian. You want to rig to win election, and after you win the election, you went back and you say, "Oh, I thank God for this miracle. It has happened." That's why after the election, I just asked one question. I say, "For those that have won, what did they win?" And the question scattered the whole country. I said, "Go and ban that boy. He's a stupid boy." He said, "He has started talking against a stupid boy. He's a stupid boy." But for those that have won, what did you win? When you beat and hurt people to be able to win, you think you have won? You have not won. For the fact you have cheated and they give you something, you think you have won? You have not won. In a matter of time, you will see that the true victory is when you win the hearts of the people. So when you win the fear of the people and you say people are afraid of you, you think you have won? So they said the kingdom of God suffered violence. I know this violence can take us by force. We were already fighting from hitherto. Then the British came, settled the fight, then they colonized. The first inroad of the British in what is called Lagos Colony today came in the middle 1800s. When two people too were fighting over the throne of Lagos, Kosoko and Akitoye. So they called in the British to come and settle fights. But you see, when you call a bigger man to come and settle fights of something that is very juicy, what do? They take it from you. So when Akitoye went aboard a ship called the HMS Prometheus on the Lagos Marina here, and he said, the British said, "We don't know what you're talking about. Sign this edict that you will cede Lagos to us." So Lagos became a crown colony, and that's why in 1906 the first thing we did was the Southern Protectorate, the other fighting parts of the Yoruba parts, and Lagos Colony. And that's why you see up till 1960, in fact when we gained independence in 1960, residents full born in Lagos had the chance to either choose a British passport or a Nigerian passport. But a lot of them opted for Nigerian passport. So after that amalgamation, they started to rule over us. So guess the things they started to do to us. The first thing they did was they distorted our mindset. That's the genesis of the distortion. So they told you that your black color was never good enough. How did they do it? Indoctrinations. At first, they tell you have to go through an education system. And after the education system, they say your language was not good enough, so they taught you in English. Have you ever wondered that if we are taught mathematics in Igbo, there will have been more people with a sound understanding of mathematics than in English? So the first thing you have to do, you have to learn your colonizer's language. And when you learn your colonizer's language, they took away your identity on how to think. So they call your customs and traditions idolatry. And the last thing they did was that they set up a fight between you, because they know if you are united, then there's going to be a problem. You remember the Tower of Babel? Even our God knew the importance of unity. So what did he do? He changed the language. So they set up a fight. And it's so easy. How would they do it? They have agents. Stir up ethnic strife. Yorubas will fight Hausa, Hausas will fight Igbos and all of that. And they fan the embers. And they constantly do it. So the first genesis of distortion was initial colonialism, and they continued. In fact, they did it up till 1959 when we had the first elections, the 12th of December. You know what they deliberately did? That election, we know who won that election. Who had more votes? The NCNC had more votes. But originally, the British had planned that it was going to be a hung parliament. You know what they call a hung parliament? A hung parliament is when there's no clear winner in a parliamentary system. So you have to form a government of national unity. The British had known that it will be either the Yorubas and the Igbos, the Action Group or the NCSC, and the MPC. The MPC was standard. So that was how they did it, and that was what happened. But they knew that was going to bring a very big problem. You had a boisterous Action Group in opposition. There was going to be problems. And they knew it was not going to last. And they knew that it was going to open more fault lines that led to the war in 66. So have you ever wondered that it was just after 6 years after the first elections? No, then we had another elections in 64-65 that spanned into 64-65. So pretty much 6 years after the first election and 2-3 years after the second election, then we had a civil war that further deepened the fault line. So the first agent of distortion, and I'm sure we all know that, it will take years for you to recover from such a strife like that. So they have set the tone for what became the war, and they are giving it to us at a beat, and we are taking it. So once we are taking it, once we have fought the first civil war and all of that, and when the civil war started, they were the ones too that started selling their weapons. So afterwards, they had started the first genesis of distortion. They had caused hatred amongst us. The hatred means that we will never be able to come together. And please, that's why I say every wall of hatred you have for your brother, break it. Because if they can take our unity, they can take our strength. So once they caused that hatred, we couldn't come together again. And that's what we've been circling with. In the last election, our problem was not about tribe or religion, but they made it about tribe or religion in the end. Because they know the genesis of distortion. So that's the first genesis of distortion. And that's why you see that life in Nigeria has now become something like an Obasian state. It is British. We talk about Leah Sharibu. Leah Sharibu is a symptom of a deeper problem. We talk about Nigeria not work. It was not structured in a way that it was going to work, because people wanted to take it for their own benefits. And that's why they don't like the truth. That's why they want to dominate every sphere. They want to shut people down in the media when you try to rat them out. So they deliberately put all of these things in place so that these systems and these hegemonies will not make you come together or work. You think all of a sudden Boko Haram just starting? It's also part of a grand system. Now that we've properly destroyed parts of this country with kidnapping, insecurity and all of that, it's easy for non-state actors to roam wild. So there was a genesis to the national distortion, and they knew what they were doing. Pre-independence, post-independence. This game is so big that our politicians are just being played as a pawn in the game. But you know why it's easy to play our politicians? Because they see their greed. A nation can never grow if the leaders are greedy. A nation can never grow if the leaders are greedy. Once they see greed, they exploit the greed of the leaders. Have you ever noticed, why is it that most African countries are poor? Because their leaders are greedy. And they are taking advantage of the mindset of their leaders to destroy the nations. For what reason? For natural resource. Because they know we are blessed. You know, Nigeria has the capacity to be a $10-15 trillion economy. Even more than that. America is going to about on 20 trillion now. We have the capacity to be a superpower. But they know we have so much resource. So the next thing they do is they target the greed of our leaders and the selfish interest of our leaders, and they pull the buckle. So our leaders are so content with them having 5-10 billion in their bank accounts rather than the collective development of the people. I mean, look at how bad the roads are in Lagos. For in Lagos that collect a lot of taxes. So it's not even about the politicians. It's about the systems that break all of us down, that creates this national distortion. Even with our security system. That's why you see, it will now have different layers. They will put ethnicity in it. They will put religion in it. But these things are deeper than ethnicity and religion. Because they need you to be confused about the dimensioning of these systems. They don't want you to think and know where it's coming from. So the truth is, you can't grow beyond the system that is fraudulent. That's why you see the way we are today with the Naira. All of a sudden, the Naira that used to be 1-to-1 with the dollar, look at where it is today. It's 1,004 something. When they were defending the Naira and we kept on telling them there are no fundamentals, they thought I was joking. They said, oh, that boy is a stupid boy. Has the Naira not started rising again? For a country that is so much blessed with milk and honey and its currency cannot be stable, you will know to a large extent that it's because the leaders are not thinking right and they've been sucked in. So maybe sometime soon we'll defend the Naira even more and it will go back to square one again. But please do not think the Naira will go back to where it used to be before. I'm sorry, I'm in the church, I believe in hope and faith, but I'm a realist to the core. I'm not sabi deceive people. If you think it will be 1-to-1, be careful with what you think. Except we change the systems and the mindset that makes it difficult for us not to be able to produce as a country. Except to become a productive nation. Except we now start to tackle the genesis of this national distortion, we're not going to go anywhere. So insecurity you are seeing is a symptom. Have you ever wondered why growing up the same army that used to be so powerful cannot get rid of bandits? So you think all of a sudden it just happened? It didn't just happen. You think the system just got destroyed like that? It didn't just start. It was systematically, and they kept on seeping into our consciousness and our mindsets. And that's why you see it's getting more difficult by the day. But you see, in all of this, for those that have facts and know the Lord, their feet shall be firm on the ground. But the thing is, it's not about just having facts and knowing the Lord. So what are you doing about it in your space? Are you part of the national greed? Because the world has enough to meet human need, not human greed. So we have a leadership that wants to meet their greed and meet our need. It can never be possible. That's why you see how much trillion, 26.7 trillion budgets. It's not going to go far. You know why? There's so much greed. A lot of people want to eat. Egunje. So those are the real agents of distortion. Except to understand that these systems are systems that were built inherently not to make Nigeria work, we will be fooling ourselves. And people like Leah Sharibu and other people that have been caught in the crossfire of Nigeria are just victims in all of this. They're just symptoms. The issues are deeper. In the last 10 years, have you seen real progress? It keeps decelerating. Have you ever wondered why? Because there are no fundamentals. All we have is little successes that people amplify, but it doesn't make it true. What 50 naira could buy 10 years ago, can it buy today again? We say we have gas, we are flaring gas, but we can't buy gas in our own country without having an exorbitant fee. We produce electricity, but it's not enough. Despite the fact that they don't give you power, they now come and say band A. And you're not even getting the band. The electricity agency is like bandits. Today, this morning, I had loss of power in the house. I recharged, how much? Was it 35,000-40,000 naira? And I got, I think, how many units did I get? Maybe a little over 100 units. But have you ever wondered, why is it that at some point power was a lot better then than it is today? Some people will say, oh, it's because Nigerian population grew. No. It's because the system kept on getting corrupt, and more greedy, and more greedy, and more greedy, and more greedy, to the point of distortion. And if care is not taken, it's going to be worse. I don't like to deceive people, though. Yes. If the church does not rise up and speak truth to power, if the actors do not rise up and speak truth to power, it's going to be worse. If they ever told you that we can have a country where they can kidnap somebody for close to 10 years, would you ever have believed it in Nigeria before? No. If they ever told you that you will have a country where food can be this expensive, would you ever believe it? If they ever told you that Nigeria now will be so at a point that Benin Republic, their currency is bigger than ours. If you saw the front page of the Telegraph newspaper yesterday, they said Nigerian neighboring countries now reject Naira up for CFA and dollar because CFA is 650 to the dollar. Naira is 1,004 something to the dollar. And if care is not taken, it's going to be worse, because at some point we are getting to 1,900. This was the same CFA that as at the early 90s, 16,000 naira was 1 million CFA. So the ingredients of national distortion, and in all of this, the political class still wants to grab power. So the ingredients of national distortion is greed. But the funny thing is, what I'm most scared about is the greed of the people. Because you see, all of these unscrupulous politicians, they have agents. Some of them will have agents in this place, isn't it? But because, and I'm going to talk to you today, because of what you want to benefit, you see the truth and you look away. You don't know you're doing yourself. Because if this country is good, it's going to be good for all of us. If this country is not good, it's not going to be good for all of us. Are you happy the way it is that as a city as big as Lagos, we don't have pipe-borne running water? When last can you open your tap and say this is government running water? And for you to still do borehole, they are going to charge you for doing borehole. Why a lot of people continue to get poorer? Real quickly, how do we break these agents of national distortion? Number one, unity. We must unite across every cultural bound, because our real problems are the perpetrators of evil, not your brother from another tribe. And that's why today I come here on behalf of Nigeria. Anybody that's been caught in any tribal debacle or war, please, I apologize, let's forgive. For this last election, please let's forgive. We can't continue to hold the hurt so much. It will stop us from progress. These are bad people who want the division to continue so that we will not be able to reason properly for ourselves. So it's a gimmick to set us against each other. You are not my brother. You are not my problem, my brother. You are not my problem, my sister. It is those who are manipulating us that are trying to cause chaos amongst us. So please, whoever is hot, I beg, on behalf of the integrity and the hope we expect in this country, let's forgive.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. That's the video of Rufai saying that I've been breaking the internet for the past few hours. You know, Rufai was also invited to church, and that is why a lot of people were like, Rufai is better off as a pastor than journalist that is doing, because a lot of people actually know Rufai as a journalist in Arise TV because he always come out among Nigerian journalists. He will always come out to call a spade a spade. He will always come out to say the truth undilutedly, because other Nigerian journalists, many of them will always come out to say the truth the way Nigerian politicians actually want them to say it. Many of them, they actually buy them, and many of them, they control what they say on media. The politicians control what they say. It is what they want the people to hear that they will want them to hear. But in the case of Rufai OSENI, the case is never the same. He will always come out. He won't listen to Nigerian politicians. He won't listen to their bias system. He will always call them out, ask them intellectual questions that will open their books out, and the general public will know the things they be doing underneath and all. And that is what Rufai is known for now. Rufai actually appeared in a church and he said the truth the way it is again. He also go to church to call Nigerian politicians out, and that has been sparking up a lot of reactions on different media houses. You know, according to what Rufai said, he said 2019 was the time that Arise TV actually employed him, and nobody know Arise TV then. Then, if they want to call guests to Arise TV, many people fail to attend Arise TV. Many people fail to come even when they invite them to come and speak in Arise TV, just because the channel was newly created and all. When Rufai OSENI got there, the anointing actually flew. According to what Rufai OSENI said, Arise TV began to come to limelight because a lot of people began to see the truth that is coming out from the TV. And now Arise TV is one of the best media platforms as far as Nigeria is concerned, just because Rufai OSENI is there. Many people, many of us, the reason why we find ourselves in Arise TV is just because of the presence of Rufai OSENI and some lies. And you know, just because of Rufai OSENI, that is why a lot of people are actually watching Arise TV. If Arise TV should sacrifice any today, many things will turn down. A lot of people will turn off from Arise TV, and that is what is happening. Rufai OSENI is the light of Arise TV, and now a lot of people are like, since Rufai is the light of Arise TV, should come and shine the light on the Christendom. It's not going to be a bad thing, because a lot of things is actually going on in the Christendom. There have been a lot of Christian manipulation. There have been a lot of demonic indoctrinations and all of that. A bias system where the pastors cannot come out the podium and say the truth the way it is. Pastors that cannot come out to say the truth to the face of Nigerian politicians, all because of money. They lost their integrity and dignity. Many of Nigerian pastors are no more reputable. In the case of Abel Damina, a lot of pastors have been attacking him just because he said the truth regarding tithe, just because he's opening the eyes of the people to the fraud that Nigerian pastors have been fraudulently extorting them, the way Nigerian pastors have been extorting them of their money. Abel Damina is actually exposing a lot of all these indoctrinations that are very false and non-biblical, and a lot of Nigerian pastors, they forget about the podium now. All they focus on is Abel Damina. They're fighting the battle of tithe, just because that tithe is the bone of contention, is the main aim why a lot of people actually open up ministry, just because they want to be collecting tithe and offering from people. The money is the game to which a lot of people actually open up ministry, and they don't like the way Abel Damina is actually spoiling the business for them. And I'm not saying that there are no good pastors in Nigeria. I'm not saying that there are no pastors that are saying the truth the way it is, but it's limited. Many of them are not even known, but many of the ones that people know that are riding Rolls Royce up and down, many of them are extorting. Pastor coming out to say to the public that if you are not paying tithes, you are not going to heaven. Is tithing a criteria to make heaven? Is it not salvation? Accepting Jesus is the criteria of making heaven. Pastor coming out to be saying that Job did not pay tithes and all. Rufai OSENI actually kick against all these things in his media platform, in his media house, in Arise TV, because he hates extortion. He dislikes it when a man of God will use the Bible to extort the people, just because the people are going through problems because of the economy of the country, just because Nigerian politicians put people in a big mess because they fail to perform their responsibility, and they lie their responsibility as the leader to which they are. Now the pastors are not using the economic situation to extort the people, and Rufai OSENI actually kick against it. Now a lot of people are saying Rufai OSENI should open up a church where he can actually call a spade the way he has been doing his journalist work, that the anointing to which he's carrying can make way even in the Christendom, because a lot of people stop going to churches in Nigeria just because of the manipulations and the biblical extortion that Nigerian pastors are doing now. They said if Rufai OSENI can actually set up a church, that a lot of people will start going to church, because this man already have the name. He already have the name among other Nigerian pastors, because many Nigerian pastors that were respected before, many of them lost their respect just because of money and greed, just because of tithe and offering. They no more preaching Jesus in their churches again. All they preach is Ebedamina, Ebedamina, and Ebedamina. That's what they preaching on their podiums on Sunday, and a lot of pastors have now lost their integrity. That's what is happening now. They said if Rufai can actually set up a church, it's not only that the church will be full, but the church will be dispensing the truth, and Nigerian Christianity will come to the limelight again. That's what a lot of people have been saying. Why some people are saying Rufai should continue his journalist work, that he can be invited to church, he can go to churches and all, but he should still continue on his journalist work, because Nigerians actually need them to face the politicians for them. They need them to face the politicians to say the truth to their face. They need them to unveil hidden secrets in hidden places, and to unveil all the atrocities that Nigerian politicians are becoming to, because back in the days, in the 90s, many of the secrets of the Nigerian politicians never come out this way. Unlike these days, that their secret is coming out even in the House of Assembly, in the House of Rep, even in the Senate and all. Their secret is coming out just because of the media, and just because we have good journalists like Rufai OSENI, Shion Kimbaloyi of Chinese television, that will always come out to bring the atrocities out. But in the 90s, their secret never comes out, and a lot of people never know what these people have been doing. A lot of people never know how they have eaten Nigerian raw and how they have eaten Nigerian bread. But the eyes of the people are now open. That is why some people actually protested from August 1 to August 10 regarding the insecurity, regarding the hunger, and regarding the fuel price and the hyperinflation that is ravaging the land. That is why a lot of people's eyes are now opening now. Drop your opinion in the comment section on this video. Do you really think Rufai should continue as a journalist, or he should just open up a church, because a lot of people believe that he have the call of God on him? Drop your opinion, as I'm gonna dedicate another opinion there for you, and share, follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and Life Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, he pastor. For LAJUPOG watch TV. Pastor with the back, where? Politician with the do pass himself. Corrupt leader, all the while you waiting for church. All as LAJUPOG watch TV.